Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. It's Europa League final evening. I'm jealous, I'm bitter. I wanted to go to Dublin. I'm a little spoilt brat. I wanted to be there, and not seeing us in there makes me kind of sad. But life is what it is. We can't do much about it. We'll definitely have a few says about tonight's game. What do we want? I know I've said what I want in these past live streams, but yeah, I wanna bring it to you guys. Let me know what you want. Let me know if you're Atalanta tonight or Bayer Leverkusen, because of course it's very hard. It's like choosing between piss and shit. So it's not gonna be a pleasant final, but it is what it is. Also, big day. Ghisolfi officially announced by Roma. The structure is being formed. De Rossi's new contract, the Ghisolfi being announced. Now, I think what we need is more interior figures to solidify this structure, and then I think we can really perform professionally, and that's something that we're gonna discuss about tonight. But yeah, he's here. He's arrived. He's going to, obviously the French League ended, so this is what we were saying last week. He's going to be announced whenever the French League ends, because I think it's illegal for us to announce somebody when the team that he's still a part of is still playing football. So the League One ended. We've announced him today, and what do we expect? What can we expect from him? That is the big question today. But I do want to start off, of course, by letting everybody like this video. As always, if we can get 100 likes or close to that, it would be absolutely amazing. Also subscribe if you haven't already. And I want to start off with the official statement. I want to read this out because yeah, why not? AS Roma is pleased to announce that Florent Ghisolfi will join the club in the role of head of the technical area. A former professional footballer, I did not know that. Ghisolfi began his career as a coach, working in various French clubs, and then established himself as a manager. In 2019, he was appointed sporting director of Lens, where he laid the foundations of the team that would achieve a historic qualification for the Champions League this season. In 2022, he joined Nice as sporting director, contributing decisively to the development of the first team squad and its return to European football. The club extends a warm welcome to Ghisolfi in Rome and wishes him well in his work. I also wish him well in his work. Why not? I'll take the advantage to wish him a good life in Rome, a good experience, and hopefully some fruitful benefits to our football team as well. I think again, I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but I think this little description is purposely made and deliberately made for us to kind of get a little bit of an understanding of what he did. And he did positive things. You know, when we spoke about Pinto a few years ago, he came in, I did not know who he was, but he didn't come in having achieved massive accomplishments. Ghisolfi presents himself from coming from two previous experiences, and these two previous experiences have both been positive. So his experience as a sporting director as of now is very good. He brought Lens back to the first division of French League, and then after that, he brought them back in the Champions League, which is massive. And Nice as well. I remember, I don't watch the French League because the French League is one hell of a boring league. No disrespect to French fans and all of that. It's really one of those leagues that I cannot stand. Not because I don't have any means to watch it. Sky Sports doesn't show it, and DAZN doesn't even show it. So I'm kind of like, I've got no ways of reaching out and watching the French football, but to be honest with you, I'm not disappointed because it's a very boring league. But I remember Nice a few years ago, they were low bottom table, and now all of a sudden they're back in European football. They're going to play the Europa League next season, and they were about to scrape Champions League. So this guy comes from positive experiences, and that's good because it means that we've kind of let our research take time and not rush things, because we're very good at rushing things just for the sake of completing them. It looks like to me that we have deliberately chosen him after some detailed study and research, seeing what he did, seeing and aligning the project that he did in these previous clubs and the project that we want to build, discovering the players that he grew, that he bought. I look at Seko Fofana, he was an ex-Udinese player, then he went to Lens, brought them to the Champions League, and this summer he went to Saudi. Openda from Leipzig is one of the players that got discovered by Ghisolfi. Kefrem Teram is another one. So I think we've looked at the profile of players and the kind of what he's good at in players, what he's good at discovering his players, which is, I think, young players. It's the project that both Nice and Lens have followed whenever he was sporting director, which is only a confirmation to us, if we still didn't make this clear, that our project is going to be a Bayer Leverkusen model. Whether we will succeed in doing that, I can't control this. Ghisolfi will have a massive responsibility in trying to copy this. The number one thing, and when I mean the number one thing, is communication. Again, I don't want to sound repetitive. I know sometimes I get into the repetitive side of myself. But what I will say again is that the number one thing is communication, lads. It is, because he needs to speak with De Rossi. The last thing we need is the manager wanting some players and the sporting director getting the opposite of what the manager asks. That is literally the ruins of this football club. And in the last months of the Mourinho and Thiago Pinto era, this was the exact scenario. Mourinho wanted X player, Thiago Pinto brought Y player. Mourinho was unhappy with Y players, and he complained, and Thiago Pinto said, oh, well, Mourinho asks too much, I can't buy X players. So we've got all of this confusion in the middle, and that's wrong. There needs to be communication. He needs to come in. The first thing he needs to do is sit down, I don't know where, in Saint Trigoria, in a fancy restaurant, in a tea room, whatever you want to do. You can go get a mojito, but they need to speak for hours and hours and hours to understand where they want to bring this club towards. And I think the project is this. Again, I think if I had to set out a priority list for Florent Ghisolfi to kind of come in and kind of carry out, the number one thing he needs to do is extend Dybala's contract and Mile Zvilor's contract. That's the number one thing. Number two, he needs to clear this team from deadwood. And when I mean deadwood, I mean Korsdorp, I mean loans, Christensen, Renato Sanchez, of course, Belotti, Shomurodov, who do we have? Rui Patricio, Zaleski maybe. He needs to clear the team from these players. And then, when you've extended the most crucial contracts and cleared the team from the unwanted, that's where you bring it in, and that's where you need players. Now, what I expect, seeing and having read that we can invest more money this summer, that the transfer balance, FFP sanction has kind of been eliminated from us, suggests to me that we will have more freedom to spend. Having read all of these articles which describe this situation, we need at least 5 new players coming in who are starting players, who have got the abilities, the fitness, the consistency to equally play as many games as Paredes, Cristante, Dybala if he stays. There is no point in us buying players who are injury prone, who have not been playing football for many months because of fitness problems, who don't have a sense of consistency in their legs. We need players. That doesn't necessarily mean that every player we buy needs to be a 30 million investment. No, not at all. But what we need to try and do is get starting players, of course, but get second lines which come in and have the capability of easily going into that starting 11. Something which Aouar, initially I thought he did have the abilities to do this, but then every time we started Aouar, he did nothing. Renato Sanchez, always injured. Christensen, not good enough. That's what we failed in these past seasons, and we improve. So, yeah, we need a list of players coming in who want to be here, who want to fight, who've got legs, who aren't too old, who are young, who don't have an injury past, who've got consistency. Consistency is the number one key for players and player profile that we want. Of course, I still think that, again, today's all about Ghisolfi, welcome Ghisolfi and all of that. But I still think that for us to be and to try and aim to structurally compete with the likes of Inter, Atalanta, Milan, Juventus, Napoli, no, because Napoli structure-wise are even worse than us, Lazio even worse than us. So in order for us to try and internally compete, and when I mean internally, I mean to be as serious internally, so ownership-wise, director-wise, to be as serious as Juventus, Inter, Milan and Atalanta, the northern teams, I still think Ghisolfi isn't enough as internal structure. I still think we can reinforce this. The best teams, look at Inter. Inter have Marotta as the number one image that everybody sees on TV, but Marotta is not the only one. They've got Marotta, they've got Ausilio, they've got the kind of the Chinese board which follow them. They've got various people that not only communicate with each other, but bring things to accomplishment. Milan as well. Milan, when they won the league, they had Maldini, they had Massara, now they've got Zlatan. Look at Atalanta as well. They've got Percassi, they've got the son of Percassi. I think for us to compete with them, because the structure is the base of everything, is we need De Rossi, yes, Ghisolfi, yes, but we need to end this circle. When I say, I've read a little article describing Ghisolfi, and this article says how he's somebody who doesn't like appearing. You know, he's somebody who doesn't like appearing, talking. He likes accomplishing the tasks that he set, but without too much fuss. And that's good, but that means that De Rossi will be then isolated, just like Mourinho was in terms of communication. And just like Mourinho wasn't here to be a communication face, when he is a communication genius, certainly De Rossi will not be ready to do this. So Ghisolfi comes in, he is the general director, he's the image that we'll see in transfer windows. He calls, he balances things out, he speaks with the Fredkins who already don't speak, he speaks with De Rossi, he's the mediator, then you've got De Rossi who's the manager. I think you still need somebody who appears, who speaks with, defends De Rossi, speaks with De Rossi, speaks with Ghisolfi and refers back to De Rossi, speaks with Ghisolfi and refers to us fans on TV. Because yes, De Rossi can do that, but the more we let these managers do far too many things, the more they're gonna create a massive chaos in their mind and they're gonna lack their priorities. So I agree, I fully agree that De Rossi won't be isolated, I agree. But I also disagree on what the owners have his back. The owners have his back, yes, financially, but the owners don't have his back communication-wise. The owners never speak. And De Rossi can't be left to speak and do everything, because if Mourinho didn't withstand that pressure, certainly De Rossi will not. So you need somebody who is kind of like... Let me give you an example. You know, this is a weird example. You know, in the Peter Pan movie, and you've got Captain Hook's ship, and in Captain Hook's ship, you've got Captain Hook, who's the image, who's a big image, he's the one, he's the evil, and then you've got all of the workers that work in the ship. But then a massive person in that Peter Pan movie, which is part of the crew of Captain Hook's ship, is what's his name? The fat little guy with the what's his name? Spugna. Mr. Smee. Mr. Smee. You've got Mr. Smee in that ship who goes to Captain Hook, then goes back, then does that, constantly runs around the ship. You need somebody like this. You've got De Rossi, who's Captain Hook, and you've got Ghisolfi, who's like the workers in the ship that aren't a massive part of the movie, but get things done, bring the plot forward. And you've got Mr. Smee, who's in the middle of the ship, runs everywhere, and does everything, and he appears, and that's what we need. That is exactly what we need. And my friends, I have a dream in terms of the person that we can get to do this. And this dream is coming from the last 10 hours. Claudio Ranieri. He announced retirement from managerial football. He is the most genuine person the football world has ever seen. Genuine, honest, knows how to communicate, knows how to speak, is Roman, bleeds Romanism. Get Claudio Ranieri and put him in the structure of Roma. Trust me, he is going to be lit. I see this position that we need to cover. Ranieri is the perfect person that I see to do this. He is the perfect person. Not only because he's Roman and he knows the fans, understands the fans, because the person that needs to speak needs to understand the fans as well. Claudio Ranieri. Now that he's done with managers, he's announced his retirement yesterday. Now that he's gonna enjoy his life back in Testaccio with his wife, bring him inside the board, and it's like Claudio, Sir Claudio. And again, and obviously the more people you have, the more solidified the structure is. Another person is Burdisso. De Rossi really admires him. Apparently some sources are saying that the Fredkins could get him after Ghisolfi, to put him with Ghisolfi. And at the end of the day, Ghisolfi is central, but I think one incredible thing would be to get somebody who only focuses on the youth development, goes to watch every single Primavera game, goes to watch every single training session of the Primavera, knows who has the abilities to kind of make their way into the first team, and then also internationally also kind of spots good talents. So I think that would be my ideal structure. You need people who want to be here. You need people who understand it. It's not a surprise that the last owner who made us succeed, the last league title that we won, was under Sensi, a person who understood the fans, put the priority of the fans above everything else. So, yeah, that would be kind of the structure that I would admire as a fan. I fully agree. Ranieri is 72 years old. A part of me is saying let him. I fully agree. Look, Ranieri, I'm very young. I was alive when he accomplished the impossible with Leicester. I was alive when he accomplished promotion with Cagliari and now managed to save that Cagliari team. I was there when he came in and kind of accepted a 4-month contract, a minimum salary with Pallotta and Monchi, who kind of did not know anything about football. He came in and saved this team from the abyss. And I fully agree. Look, Ranieri is the most genuine person that this sport has ever seen. And I think to have somebody like Ranieri in your team and in your board, people like De Rossi who are still young in this internal football world, will learn so much, because that guy, there's this quote which goes, if Romanism was a tale, a fairy tale, if football was a fairy tale, Ranieri would be its narrator. He would. Because he is unbelievable in terms of wholesomeness, not loyalty, yes, but kind of like he's just humble, you know. Totti can do it, says Dion. Yes, but Totti isn't as acculturate as Ranieri is, and I've said this already, and I got I got clashed when I clashed Totti. Ranieri's just in a different breed when it comes to what he teaches you. You know, Totti's more like, oh yeah. Ranieri's more like, I care in every single detail I do. I am here not asking for money, not asking for recognition. I'm here to do my job. I'm here, head on the floor. I pedal my way through the tempests that football brings. And he's done that everywhere. And he's probably succeeded in every team he's gone. Cagliari, he's a legend. Leicester, we all know. Roma, he was about to win the league title against Mourinho's Inter. So, again, it's just, I think, again, moving on. Europa League final tonight. What does everybody want? Let me know what everybody wants. Do you want Atalanta to win and have the chances of qualifying for the Champions League still open, or do you want Leverkusen to win? I would rather watch Interstellar than watch tonight's Europa League final. Not that I think tonight's Europa League final is going to be a fun game, but just the teams in it just make me despise it, you know. They really do. Like, they will make me not want to watch it. The more I watch that final tonight, the more jealousy is going to rise in me and go, And the more I watch that Europa League final, the more this obsession that I have of, I need to win this trophy in the next 3 years or I will go insane, will rise in my mind. And if Atalanta win it, oh my god, I'll be the saltiest man that society has ever seen. I just will. I can't stand us losing it and one of our biggest rivals winning it. That's just like, but at the same time, Leverkusen are also a shitty team. They're a great team, but the way they behaved, Frimpong, like that guy needs to just miss a penalty tonight. I'm really like, I don't know, just make it go. However it go, will go. One thing that I don't want is us to be named the team that got saved by Atalanta. No. I'd rather bleach my eyes than be called the team that Atalanta saved. And I'll say this again. Agree, don't agree. I don't want favours from that team. I don't. I really do not want favours from Gasperini, who in the past 3 years has only spat shit on our name. I just don't want it. And if they win it, yes, okay, I've got this chance of Champions League football, but I don't want them to win it. It's like, it's tough. Yeah, I want none of the two to win it. I'd rather Seville wins it again than these two clowns. And then again, people will go, but we need Champions League football, and I will repeat it again. Yes, we do, and yes, it's great, but I think, this is my opinion as always, everybody thinks whatever they want. I still think this team right now is not ready for Champions League. I just don't think it is. And yes, okay, we would be in pot 1 if we qualify for the Champions League, which means that the chances of us qualifying for the next rounds are big. But then the new format comes in, and then I'm like, yeah, good, but I really want to win that Europa League. Like, I won't die happily if Roma doesn't win the Europa League. If I don't see Roma lift that Europa League trophy with my own eyes, I can't die. Like, anybody who's up there, please make this happen. Only let me die whenever I see Roma win the Europa League. Otherwise, I'll lose it. It's just, I need to be there. I want to win it. And yeah, look, however it will go, I really could not care less. Who do I think will win it? You just can't go against Leverkusen right now. It's a final. Be careful, because a final is a final. 90-minute. I think both teams are going to score. I expect a fun game. I don't think it's going to go to penalties. And if there are any Leverkusen fans or Atalanta fans watching this, trust me, you don't want penalties in a Europa League final. We can confirm this. I don't think it'll go to penalties. I don't even think it'll go to extra time. I think one of the two teams is going to win it in the 90 minutes. And I think it's going to be an open one. It's going to be a fun one. That's the only thing that I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, I'd rather watch history.com tonight and watch a documentary on leopards and how they catch their prey. It's like, yeah, it really is a shit final. Conclusion to this is, it's a really shit final. Like, not football-wise, but from a Roma fan's perspective, it is. Right, let me read a few comments. Simo, do you play football? Yes, I do. Either winger or defensive midfielder or left back. Oh, and I'll add this. I take things very serious. Ballon d'Or winner. Ballon d'Or winner here. Yeah, look at this. I thank my family, I thank my mum, my dad, and all of my family members for believing in me. I've fought hard for this. A lot of sacrifices, and I thank everybody. Thank you. So yeah, I do play. I don't play for a club. I used to play for a club. I just play for the school now, and I play tennis. Yeah. Why couldn't we just beat Leverkusen? Choosing between dumb and dumber. Hello, Giulio. I think I speak about everyone here when I say I do not care about this UEL final. Could not care less. Don't care who wins. I'm kind of the same as you. I want to be in the Champions League, but at the same time I don't. The conclusion to this is that I want to be there, but I don't. I want to be there, but I want to play the Europa League again. And it's such a bad feeling, because having mixed feelings is like, what do I want in life? But yeah, it is what it is. Gasperini has a few tricks up his sleeve, that old rascal. I'm excited for this guy. What's up, Simo? How are you feeling with the final coming up? It makes me sick. Nice qualified to the Europa League this year after missing out European football last season. How have your final exams been? Good, I've got a few more exams to go. The toughest ones are gone. I'm done with history. I did decision maths. I did statistics. I'm just missing French, which is good. Bonjour. C'est très bien. Le français, mon français, c'est très bien. Et I'm missing Pure 4, and then I'm missing the Italian exam. I'm almost done. Last push. This is a new philosophy we brought in after learning from Jose. I hope Roma keeps it going. So Bakken and Kumbula indeed are two players that we need to get rid of as well. I don't think Ranieri will want to continue with work in general, but I would love for him to come back. Yeah. Leverkusen disrespected us. Italy deserves respect, says Jimmy. Italy deserves respect, but why is it that when we lost the final, 60% of Italian teams celebrated? I don't forget that. Atalanta fans celebrated when we lost that final, so if they lose tonight, I will certainly not be disappointed. I won't celebrate because I'm not delusional, but I'll remind them that karma is a bitch, for sure. Have you ever been to Bergamo? No, I haven't. Maybe next season for a stadium vlog, away end. Who knows? I don't want Atalanta to beat the one, break their unbeaten run. It's a win-win. If Atalanta loses, we can be relieved. If Atalanta win, it won't be nice to see if they lift that trophy, but we would have a chance to get the bloody UCL. We're top 3 favourites for next season. Chelsea, Roma and Spurs. I think Roma is the favourite of those 3 teams. Chelsea is a mess. They've sacked Pochettino. and now they're back from scratch. And Spurs are bottle jobs. I think out of those three teams, Roma are the favourites. Scamacca to score. Chelsea will probably be excluded since violation of fair play. Tottenham is a shitty team. We would be the favourites for sure. I agree. You are a humorous guy. That's why I watch you. Thanks for telling me, mate. At least somebody enjoys my dad jokes sometimes. Or they're not even dad jokes. It's weird analogies. I can't believe that to explain to you guys the structure of Roma, I used Peter Pan, Captain Hook, and Mrs. What was his name? Mr. Snail. Smig? What? Not Mr. I was about to say Mr. Smegma, and then what the hell was I about to say? Do you know when Roma in the UK will be released? This summer. There have been leaks, but the official one, yeah. Favours or not favours from Atalanta, we need Champions League funds, as they do too. Yeah, but I think you can build a good team even without the Champions League funds. And there are plenty of examples of this. I don't want to be in the Champions League because I think it's a waste of time and we can get the money next season. It's not a waste of time, because of course it's not a waste of time, but I just don't think we're ready for it. I'd rather play the Europa League again, try and win it, build the team, solidify the team, and then the year after play in the Champions League. And also because it's important to be in the first edition of the new format, but I would love to see it from outside, see how it works, and then kind of next season go into it. Like the year after go into it. I want to win the UEL. Imagine Atalanta winning and then they get third or fourth in the league and then we still have nothing. That's the other risk. The other risk is this. Imagine they win and then with the bastards that they are, they deliberately get fourth just to avoid us. Like, they're going to be on a hangover, for sure. They're going to be drunk. If they win it, they won't be ready for that Torino game. These players are going to be half drunk when they play against Torino on Sunday. But you just never know. Atalanta has always been a dick to us. With a different format and no drop downs from Champions League, we could have a real shot to win Europa League. I think we win it if we were in it next season. The only way I want to qualify for the Champions League is to win UEL. Or if we deserve it properly. If we get fourth, top four, and we deserve to be top four, then for sure. But going in the Champions League because of Gasperini making me favours, okay, it's good, but we've fallen low. Who's going to win the Champions League final? Madrid. I'd love for Dortmund to win it, Royce to win it, but Madrid are going to win it. Imagine a board of Ghisolfi and his people, Ranieri, Totti and Burdiso. Exactly. La Roma I Romanisti. Right, I'm going to catch you tomorrow. Enjoy Europa League tonight. Or should I probably say, don't traumatize yourself too much. Don't shit your pants too much. I know it's terrible. I know it makes us sick, but trust me. However it will go, it will go. I'm very curious to see. If Atalanta lose, catch me on Instagram, and I'll remind every Atalanta fan that, as I said before, karma is a bitch. So yeah, right. Subscribe to the channel. Get your families and friends to subscribe. Follow Roma Theory TV on Instagram. Everybody do it. If you've got Instagram, follow Roma Theory TV on Instagram over there. Daily news, daily graphics, reels and all of that. So make sure to follow that. And also like the video. If we can get 100 likes, Ghisolfi is going to bring Kefrem Turan. And next season, we can have a Marcus Thuram, Kefren Turan derby. I've said it. Now it's up to you. 100 likes would be amazing. And yeah. Bar has been less of a bitch to us than Atalanta, so I'll support them. I agree we will not perform good on Champions League, but I believe this team needs a change. You're falling into mediocrity and need a burst in our mentality. Yeah. Sure. I'd be happy in the Champions League, but I'd be as equally happy to play the Europa League again. That's my conclusion. With that being said, whoever wins tonight wins. I will watch it as a neutral fan, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. If Leverkusen lose, we have to spam Bella Ciao. Ciao Pisano just got on your podcast. Who the hell is Pisano? Right, love you, John Forte. Love to everybody. Talk to you tomorrow, and enjoy Europa League tonight. Simo out.